Welcome back to My Block Jags. I am Denero Scurry, and this is something that I just noticed recently. I'm doing and today I'm doing my little morning exercise, early afternoon exercise, and then my boy sent me a text, and it's a clip of Randy Moss on, I'm guessing, NFL Live on ESPN, saying how Jacksonville Jaguars or Duval County and the city of Jacksonville itself is just a bad city, crime and everything going on. And I noticed within the last 2 weeks, probably a little bit longer, 2-3 weeks, that national football media around in Jacksonville has blown up crazy because we have the number one overall pick, and Urban Meyer has been rumored to us. And now that Urban Meyer is the head coach, he's been hired as the head coach with Trevor Lawrence. More than likely, 98% he's going to be the number one overall pick, and he's going to come to Jacksonville. Now you start to have talk nationally and some even locally about should he come here, and I feel like that's where a lot of this is stirring up and coming around. Randy Moss's comment about the crime in the city, like Detroit, Chicago, Baltimore, LA, all these other cities, Atlanta, all these other cities who have teams, they have crime in their city as well. Like, granted, yeah, Jacksonville's crime has gone up in the last year, but crime in America has gone up in the last year. I mean, goddamn, we just came out of a pandemic where people wasn't working, pandemic slash recession type. People wasn't working, people out of work. I mean, frustrations and everything going on, people dying, so things happen, stuff like that happens, and it's unfortunate, but we're not the only city in America that's going through that. We're not the only city in America that has a football team that's going through that. Every city in America is going through that. And I feel like it's almost like it's propaganda to get the number one pick or get Trevor Lawrence to deny Jaguars at the draft, kind of like what Eli did with the Chargers. And I honestly feel like that's what it is, because you had Rob Parker earlier this week saying how it was a bad move for Urban Meyer to come to Jacksonville. He should have went to Dallas. Dallas tried to get Urban Meyer last year. Urban Meyer turned the job down, and they chose Mike McCarthy. So how is it a bad move for him to choose Jacksonville now? And he should have waited for Dallas when Dallas tried to get him last year and he didn't want to go. Dallas, he didn't think the opportunity was great there at Dallas, so he decided not to go, and he took the opportunity here. And it just seems like ever since we got the number one pick, you got the Jets media saying that how the Jaguars somehow cheated in the tank, like they wasn't tanking as well. Like, it's crazy how national NFL football media is so centered on Jacksonville, and the conversation is, should Trevor Lawrence come to Jacksonville? And I honestly feel like that's where Randy Moss's comments come from. That's where Rob Parker's comments come from. That's where a lot of these people comments come from, because they look at Jacksonville as just being a floor mat for the NFL. Like, we're one of the cupcake teams in the league. Like, you know, in college football, everyone has a cupcake game on a game or two of a cupcake team. Somebody who they know they're going to beat up is just, you know what I'm saying, it's just a filler for their schedule. And I feel like that's how the National Football League looks at the Jaguars, as Jacksonville. They look like we're just a cupcake team, and we're just a team to fill up the schedule, and you can just roll over. Because for whatever reason, you've never seen this with no number one draft pick and no other team. Like, you didn't hear this for the Browns. How many number one draft picks have the Browns had? How long the Browns they went? I think at one point they won one game in 2 years or something crazy like that. Yeah, they actually won one game. They went to a 2 season straight where they won only one game. They were like 1-31 or something. Crazy ass. But you never heard this conversation coming out from Cleveland, not Baltimore, Detroit. How bad has Detroit been? I mean, they had their years. They went 0-16. You never heard them mention Detroit's crime or how the number one draft pick should never go to Detroit. All these teams who have gotten the number one draft pick, you never heard conversation about how they should not get the number one draft, or how the number one draft pick should not go to that city, and how they should I don't even know what you call it, but how they should deny the team at the draft. Like, you never heard that before coming from any other until the last time was with Eli, and that was more of his dad wanted Eli to go to a bigger market so he can brand himself. That wasn't even about the city or about the team. It was more of the market at that point, so he can brand himself. But I've never heard this with no other team, and it's just strange that that's the conversation. I mean, here locally, we had the conversation when it came to Deshaun Watson. I mean, I had the conversation on my channel. Other Jaguar people who follow other people who follow Jaguars had these conversations. Even on the radio and the news, they had this conversation. But that's just sports talk. It really wasn't there really didn't have no grounds to that, and there wasn't really nothing there. It was just a conversation. But now it's like they're pushing hard for Trevor not to come here. Like, it's weird. I've never seen this before, dog. It's like they just want us to be sorry. Like, it's almost like the NFL wants us to be sorry, and they want to see Jacksonville fail and the team leave. Like, I'm born and raised here. The team's been here since I was 7. Like, I want the team to stay here. But it seems like nationally, everyone wants that narrative of the Jaguars to suck and they're moving. They want that to come true. So they want everything negative and everything bad to happen to us so it can happen, so they can say, see, I told you so. It's very weird, man. I hope it doesn't sway Trevor away so he can do that, so he can deny us. I know he's a Georgia boy. I think from South Georgia somewhere, but man, he's not. I'm pretty sure he's been here plenty of times, so it's not far. But I hope that doesn't sway him away to where he looks at, oh, let's go to a bigger media market, or let's go to a bigger market, or these things that they're talking about Jacksonville is gonna come true or whatever. Like, I hope that really doesn't sway him away, and I really hope he comes here, man. Like, this is weird. It's strange, though. Like, I've never seen this before, though. Like, it's very weird, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. Y'all noticing it too? Or is it just me? Or, like, do you understand why? Like, it's strange, man. Let me know in the comments what you guys think.